Hi, I'm Bill Hobson, and you are in for a treat over the course of the next 30 minutes as we bring you to a truly great golf destination in northern Michigan. In fact, when you think about up north golf, you think about this place. When you think about the greats of the game and their design skills, you definitely think about this place because the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus, designed the course on which I am standing, and Gary Player has one here as well. You're in for a treat of outstanding championship golf and perfect relaxation at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, just outside Traverse City, Michigan.
Welcome to Michigan Golf Live Television, celebrating our 20th season of shining the spotlight on the best places to stay, play, and enjoy the greatest game on earth. Stay connected 24/7 to MGL on Facebook, Twitter, our weekly radio show, and podcasts on the all-new 4golfersnetwork.com.
Over the years of hosting this program and being privileged to visit some of the most outstanding destinations, both in America and around the world, I've learned something about die-hard golfers like you. You want excellence. You want the kind of experience you're going to remember for years and tell all your friends about. And it's an added bonus if you know the legends of the game have had their hands in the dirt at that destination. Well, this is going to be a very fun 30 minutes together, my friends, because both the Golden Bear and the Black Knight have designed courses just a few minutes outside of downtown Traverse City, Michigan, where you'll find Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. The motto here is get up and go. That's exactly what we're going to do in the moments ahead. We're going to kick things off by talking golf. There are 3 courses here at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, including one that's very popular with guests called Spruce Run, designed by Bill Newcomb. Director of Instruction and head golf professional Mark Hill joins us to kick things off. And I want to talk in specific about Spruce here in just a moment, but first, let's set the scene of the overall golf experience here at Grand Traverse Resort.
Well, the great thing here is we have 3 golf courses. You walk down from the hotel, and the 3 golf courses, you check in right there. It's a 200-yard walk, a long par 3, and you're on property. You never have to leave the property. If you want to go to the casino or get somewhere, we've got the shuttles, and it's so convenient. You can just go to your room. You're here for the whole week, and you never have to leave.
We know about the courses designed by Mr. Player and Mr. Nicklaus, and we'll look at those a bit later in the program. What did Bill Newcomb do with Spruce Run? Well,
Spruce, our original golf course here, is a great track. It held the Michigan Open for many, many years, and it never broke par. No one ever broke par here when the Michigan Open was here.
That's interesting. I don't know that most viewers would understand the difficulty of this course because it's such a popular guest choice.
Correct. Our members, if you ask our members, it's the toughest 9 out here, the front 9. And I will definitely agree with that. The front 9 is a bear. It could be Bear Jr. It is a great, great golf course, really demanding driving. And back 9 softens up a little bit, but the front 9 is definitely a tough golf course.
What is a description for the architectural characteristics of a Bill Newcomb course?
You know, pretty typical. He takes what he has to work with the land. We've got some nice rolling hills here. We've got a few drop-offs like teeing off on number 1. So he takes the land, what he has, and works with it. Nice rolling greens, not too extreme, but conditions absolutely immaculate.
Well, and for golfers who like to affix themselves to a designer or a famous name like Nicklaus or Player, they'd really be missing out by skipping Spruce just because
definitely.
they maybe aren't as familiar with Newcomb.
Exactly. I mean, it's our hidden secret. It really is. People are so impressed when they come off here and say, oh my God, I had no idea it was such a great golf course.
I'd love to play all 18 holes on Spruce Run. Time doesn't allow for that, so let's hit some of the highlights. Pick your 3 favorites on the front and then let's tee it up.
Number 1, great starting hole, elevated tee shot. Got to knock it between the water. We've got water left and right. And to a narrow green, long green, but narrow. Mid-iron in, 7/8 iron.
You mentioned that the front 9 here is maybe the most challenging on the property, and right out of the gate, that tee shot will get your attention.
Most certainly, usually into the wind too.
We have that approach then, assuming you find the fairway and not the agua, have an approach to a wide green, but it's not all that deep.
No, very narrow, sloping from back to front, so if you get it above the hole, you've got trouble.
Okay, assuming that we both made birdie or par on number 1, which in the world of editing, we did, what happens next? What's your next favorite hole?
2, again, great par 5, got water left, got to squeeze it in between the pines. Big hitters can get home in 2, and another good hole.
One of the things that I really love about the Newcomb design mindset is the way that the holes are framed. And so here's 2 it's just down the runway,
Yep.
right? But you have to keep it between the boundaries or you've got some punch-out practice ahead of you.
Exactly. You've got a couple bunkers up in front there that will catch those second shots trying to get to the green.
We happen to be here after a little bit of dampness, so the ball's not rolling out, it's playing a little bit longer.
It's playing very long.
So we've both now gone 2 under in the world of television on number 1 and 2. What's your next favorite on the front?
If we make birdie here, we've been really lying. Number 4, great hole here. 430 from the back tees. Got to get it over the water here. Toughest hole in the golf course.
Having the longer second shot in, we're accustomed these days to playing shorter 8-9 wedges into par 4s. This is one where you're going to get down into your hybrids or your longer irons for sure.
You might be able to get down to your wedge because you might have to lay up at
For
the
your
pond
third
for your
shot?
second shot.
You know my game so well.
Yes, but no, it's guaranteed you're going to be hitting a hybrid in here or probably a 4 or 5 iron if you hit one really good.
Well, no matter how much editing we tried, I didn't break par on the front 9. You said it was the tougher of the 2 9s here at Spruce. So now we make the turn to the back of Bill Newcomb's design, and you're telling me there's a bit more breathing room here.
There is, except for number 10, as we just found out. 10 is a great par 3, long to mid iron, and as you can see the green here, it's kind of got a little slope right in the middle, so if you don't play it up on the top, it has that tendency to run down on the low side, leaving you with a big break and 30, 40-foot putt.
Yeah, and don't underclub yourself on the tee or you might end up at the beach. So after number 10, what's your other 2 favorites on the back?
Number 11 right here is a great hole. You got bunkers on both sides, the fairway narrows right by the bunkers, and then you're hitting your second shot of short iron over the pond. Beautiful setting. And then we go to 18, and 18 is really good finishing hole. Another long par 4. You're hitting back up the hill, the green sitting, sloping from back to front, and another really tough green to putt. And you're hitting probably a mid iron or long iron into that hole also. It's
a good test to end your round. Make sure that you know that you're sharp after you've had 17 holes to practice.
You bet. A lot of bogeys on 18.
Oh, come on. You know, I had visions of marching that in like a championship moment. Maybe on the next course. Thanks for the tour of the Spruce Run. It's a beauty.
Our pleasure.
We'll see you again on the Wolverine here in just a few moments, the Gary Player masterpiece. And still to come, we head to the Bear, designed by Jack Nicklaus. But for now, we're going to leave the golf course and do a little shopping. When your round on the Wolverine is over, it may be time to pick up a little souvenir or just do some shopping. Well, Grand Traverse Resort and Spa isn't like every other resort you've visited with a little tiny gift shop and a couple of knickknacks. They have an entire gallery of stores to choose from, including the official logo shop. Jillian Manning is the Director of Public Relations here. It is quite unique to have this kind of variety in a shopping experience at a resort.
It is, and it's a fun way to kind of get out, get that souvenir for the family, get something fun for yourself, which is always important, and just enjoy being in Traverse City. We've got everything from kind of that Northern Michigan vibe to all the Traverse City logo stuff you could ever want, and it's a great way to kind of make your mark while you're here.
As we walk down the hallway of the gallery shops, it's not just trinkets and tchotchkes. There's some serious souvenirs for the kids, some little ice cream, there's some sugar to be enjoyed, and take us on a little virtual tour.
Yeah, so kind of when you walk in, this has got to be your first stop, coming into the Bear logo shop where you can get your sweatshirt, get your t-shirt, get your polo for golf, whatever that might be. Like this, Adventure North Outfitters, where you can get something North Face for the whole family, which is one of my absolute favorite brands.
I can see why, and this is not your typical little gift shop. There's everything, and here's a big time store.
Absolutely, yeah. It's kind of, you'd almost got like that feeling of being, you know, in a mall. You can find something for whether you're going swimming. We've got bathing suits, there's stuff, rain gear, winter if you're ever visiting us in the colder seasons. There's really something for everybody here.
All right, we've been inside the store for the big people. This one is for all the people. There is sugar from wall to wall.
Yes, our candy store, I think, is at 200 different types of sweets.
I was guessing about 500.
Yep, well, you're close.
And the calorie count?
Calorie count, 500 times a million, I think. That's kind of where I would go there.
That might be a little low. Those chocolate-covered graham crackers have my name on them. And at the same time that we have all of the candy over here, there's a special brand of ice cream that we're seeing here, and I'm going to take care of this young lady's ice cream order while you tell us about it.
That's right, Moomer's Ice Cream. It's a Traverse City local brand and has actually won a ton of awards throughout the country. It's incredible. We're really proud to serve it, and I think Rachel over here is going to be really excited to eat it.
She told me she was going to eat it all and then go for a long jog. I have a tiny spoon for you because it's going to take about 4 hours to finish at that rate. Welcome back to Michigan Golf Live Television and our special feature at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa just outside Traverse City. There is so much great golf and fun to be enjoyed here. It's hard to dial in on just one thing to do, but when you're here with your golf clubs, you definitely want to tee it up on the Wolverine, designed by the Black Knight, the iconic, legendary Gary Player. When people come to GTR, they think of the Bear as the championship golf course. The Wolverine's in that mix.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've had it in the rotation for the Michigan Open for quite a few years when we expanded the field many years ago. So, yeah, another great track.
When we think about Gary Player, the Black Knight, this legendary icon in the game, we think about his commitment to fitness and all these different energetic aspects of Gary, but we don't often think about his course design skills. This is a masterpiece.
It really is. There's not a bad hole on the golf course. And there are not a lot of player golf courses that I'm aware of. I've played a couple in Florida, but up in this area, I believe we're the only one in the state of Michigan to have a player course.
So when we start to break down the Wolverine and you get a feel for front and back, is there a difference between the two sides?
Yeah, the front is a little bit more open. The back nine, you're going to be back in here in the trees a little bit more. You're a little bit more sheltered. On the front nine, you're a little bit more in the open out there. But again, just a great test of golf.
We have some orchards providing the background for us here. In other areas, some beautiful wetlands. You really get a little feel for all the different types of topography here, don't you?
Yeah, it's northern Michigan golf at its finest. We're going through the woods, we're going through the orchards, got the water behind us. Doesn't get much better.
Here at GTR, you've got a course really for everybody's interest level, their schedule, their budget level between Wolverine, Spruce, and the Bear. Where does the Wolverine kind of fit into that hierarchy, maybe from a packaging standpoint?
Well, it's a perfect fit. If you've gone over and played the Bear and got your brain speed out, you can come over here and relax a little bit. And then the Spruce also was another great test of golf. I mean, it was our first original course here. It's a Newcomb golf course. Played the Michigan Open there for years. So again, you got 3 combo golf courses that's going to be right in your budget and fit in.
Final thoughts on the Wolverine here as we look at some of the beautiful scenery, as we see the wetlands, as we go through nature, as we see the orchards and all of this. This is a challenging golf course, but the greens are big.
Right.
So I'm guessing iron play is going to be at a premium.
Exactly. As you can see right here, we've got a big green, little undulation, not crazy like the Bear, but putting and iron play definitely comes into making this scorer's course.
As much as we enjoy teeing it up on the awesome golf courses at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, there does come a time when you need to unwind, work out some of the knots in those muscles, rejuvenate, re-energize, and refresh. And here at GTR, there is a perfect option for doing all of the above.
So we're actually best known for our massage and body care. That's the perfect thing to do after 36 holes of golf. Come in, get a massage, get the shoulder pain all taken care of. And then, I also recommend facials. You've been out in the sun, you gotta make sure you're looking your best this summer or whenever it may be, and that's the best way to take care of it.
I know a lot of your guests here are non-golfing guests. Maybe
right.
Husband or wife is out playing and the other side is in here. You see a lot of couples enjoying themselves on the resort, on the golf course, and in here, right?
We do, yeah. It's kind of the perfect way to, if not everybody is a golfer, not everybody's a spa goer, it's that perfect mix to make sure everybody has that great vacation.
The reputation of this spa is pretty widely known, right?
Yeah,
this is legit.
The top 100 spas in the country, and kind of winning new awards and doing new things all the time. It's very exciting and also very relaxing at the same time.
It really is. So no matter how many birdies or bogeys you made during your round of golf, you come in here and kind of forget about all of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point of coming here to the spa, is that it gives you that opportunity to kind of relax and unwind and turn off your phone and just get away from it all for a few minutes. And that's the best thing to do when you're up north.
We're generally not very good at unplugging ourselves from the stressful parts of life. So during that getaway, even though the motto is get up and go, I think every once in a while you need to just sit still and relax.
Exactly, yeah. It can be get up and go, lie down at the spa. That's okay. I think that motto works just as well.
This is tremendous, and before I fall asleep because of how relaxing this is, I kind of feel like 10 years younger every time I get a haircut. Is that possible? Does your staff have time for that?
We've got about 30 seconds. I think we can cover you.
We have just a few moments left during our visit to Grand Traverse Resort and Spa and another wonderful golf course to showcase in just a couple of moments. But we've come to what seems like the top of the world. It's Airy Restaurant, an award-winning restaurant and one of the marvelous ways to end any day you spend here at GTR. Alex, good to see you. He's our manager and Brian is our chef. What is it about Airy that draws people from so far away? This is a pretty cool place.
It is, and as you mentioned, top of the world is really the feel. We have arguably the best views in the state of Michigan, looking out on the bay and our 900-acre property with these golf courses. We curate a really amazing wine list that's been awarded by Wine Spectator for the past few years, and we look forward to continue that tradition, and some amazing food, which just leads us to being an excellent place for special occasions, birthdays, anniversaries, out of town. Whether you're hungry or not, we have something to offer, and thanks in large part to what Chef Brian does for us.
So Brian, what is the home run dish for you, the one that you just get in your wheelhouse and love to make?
A lot of Asian food. I have a lot of Asian influence in my cooking. We do a lot of steak up here, a lot of kind of meat and potatoes kind of area. The filet sells like crazy every single year.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, we like to, you know, we always keep the steaks on the menu, but we always change up what goes with it. So all the sides and, you know, ingredients and vegetables and starches and components, those are all changed seasonally.
I would guess that as manager, you get the chance to see guests sometimes come up here and just have their breath taken away by the view.
We do. Whether we're setting up the restaurant, we love to give tours, and it's stunning. Sometimes motivating folks to move on because we have a new table is a big challenge, because why would you leave? And I understand and we sympathize, and it's just a unique restaurant. It really is.
It really is a special experience to dine in Airy. Now we are going to leave the restaurant, go down 16 floors, and tee it up on Jack Nicklaus's masterpiece, The Bear. Anybody who is a devotee of golf in northern Michigan recognizes this scene behind me, the iconic 18th hole on The Bear at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa. It was back in 1985 when the legend himself, Jack Nicklaus, designed and christened this course, and a mere 3 years later, history was made at GTR as this guy began his stint, and Tom McGee has been here ever since. How well do you remember the early days?
Yeah, I started here in '88, and it was great. It was a little bit smaller. We didn't have the clubhouse here. We didn't have the Wolverine golf course here, and the Bear was truly a bear.
It was because one of the early assignments given to Jack was get out there and create for us the hardest golf course in the state of Michigan. And I'm guessing Jack said, wait a minute, what now? And then he did.
Right.
He followed directions.
He did. Yeah, Paul Nine was our owner at the time, and Paul and Jack went back and forth and battled, because Jack really didn't want to build the hardest golf course, but Paul said, you got to do it, I'm paying you, and so that's what he did.
Well, thankfully over the years, modifications have been made. It's been softened up so that resort guests can enjoy a fun round on an iconic golf course, but it still has its teeth for championship competition.
Right, yeah, the big change that was made was in 1990 when we held the Ameritech Senior Open up here, and the rough used to be that tall rough that used to come up to the edge of the fairways, and we cut that back. We cut it down and made it much more playable. We got rid of those 6-hour rounds. You can find the ball in the rough and advance it. And that was the biggest change on that golf course, to make it more playable and more enjoyable for the average golfer.
Well, the average golfer loves it now. This is one of those must-play courses whenever you head up north to get your summertime trip in. So let's take a little tour around the Bear. Start on the front 9 and maybe pick out your 3 favorite holes on that side.
3 is it's a par 5. You're sitting, the tee box is amongst an apple orchard. So it's a beautiful setting there. Generous sized landing area, but the key is really that second shot is what are you going to do? It's risk reward, because you have a creek that runs across in front of the green. So if you want to go for it, you are battling that. It's a tough green to hit, but it's all wooded back there. It's beautiful. Most people would choose to lay up.
And one of the characteristics of the Bear also traces back to Jack's greatness, which is requiring accurate approach shots. Most of the greens have some issues around the edges.
Right. Number 3 is a good example of that, where you have a nice bunker right in front of that green. It's kind of a kidney-shaped green, so if you're not accurate with your iron shot, you're going to probably find that bunker or find some water. Number 5, long par 4, tough because it has a creek that runs in front of the tee box, and then along the left-hand side of the fairway. Right-hand side of the fairway has a long, big fairway bunker. But again, the key is that approach shot.
Such a pretty hole though. I mean, it really is just a gorgeous hole.
Yeah, and it requires 2 great shots. Your tee ball's got to be good, and your second shot's got to be good. And there's so much trouble out there, but that's what makes it so beautiful.
Number 9 requires 1 great shot. Or if you're a little bit off target, you may very well be digging in the bag for another ball.
Right, par 3 can play a little bit shorter, can play a little bit longer because that green is very long from front to back. It's very narrow, has a bunker on the right, bunker on the left, kind of a similar story, hard to hit out of. And you usually get a pretty good breeze, and it's an all-carry shot.
So we're going to make the turn. We know that your favorite hole list on the back 9 is going to include 18. We'll get there in a moment, but let's back up and hear about a few others.
Yeah, hole number 12 is a par 4. Again, out in the open on the tee box, then you're hitting into a green that's protected by a lot of woods, a lot of hardwoods back there. It's beautiful. It's a carry shot for your second shot over water that also protects that right-hand side as well. It's one of the first times where you actually get to see that wooded area, that northern Michigan look, and it's just a beautiful second shot.
And do not miss it to the right.
Do not.
You're going to have some issues. Just a few yards away is the 13th tee and another postcard moment.
Right, that was considered the signature hole for many, many years, and most people probably still think it is. It's a shorter par 3, so you have a nice mid to lower iron in your hand. Green, tiers, but 5 deep pot bunkers around that green. So you might think, oh, it's just beautiful and all that. And those that can see the green, it's great. But in your mind, if you see those 5 deep pot bunkers, it gets a little knee knocking.
We're going to move over to number 15, which I just love. I love the way it wraps around the water and presents the challenge from back on. I think we played from the blue tees. It's a stunning hole, but for the longer hitters like you, reachable in 2.
Yeah, you got to hit a good one off the tee box, that's for sure, to even give you a chance for that second shot. That fairway narrows, almost like a little hourglass shape, so if you can get it down to that neck of that fairway, you have a good opportunity to go for it in 2. That second shot is all carry. Today, when we played it, we had a bunker in front, a bunker behind the hole location, which made it very difficult. But again, most people will lay up on that second shot, but it's a risk-reward thing.
Then we come to the finishing hole. It is iconic. It's the championship decider. And probably the number 1 question is, which side of the tree should I go to? Or if you're a big hitter like Tom, you just go right over it.
Right.
How do you play 18?
I generally try to go to the right-hand side. It does shorten the hole a little bit, but that right-hand side fairway is much more narrow than the left-hand side. So you go left, you're gonna have a longer second shot in there, but again, it's an easier fairway, easier part of the fairway to hit. You go to the right-hand side, it's much more narrow, you have to be more accurate, but it can take 20 to 30 yards off your second shot.
And you can really feel the breeze on 18 if there is some like today, and obviously you've got to take that into account.
Absolutely.
I've played a lot of Nicklaus courses around the country and around the world, and this is my favorite one because it's fair. Not all of his are. This one is spectacular, and it will challenge every level of your game, right? But it's also one of those that when you get done, you still want to play the game. You still love the game, and you want to play this one again.
Right, and again, to talk about this golf course, it's fair off the tee box, and that's one of the biggest things, is that generous sized landing areas. And some people will focus on the bunkers and the long rough and the moguls, but the fairways are pretty wide. So that's the thing that a golfer needs to think about, is see that landing area, because it's there. And then again, that approach shot, the greens are so well protected by those deep pot bunkers and the hazards and the carry shots, but again, the greens are large, generally large. So if you're confident with your game and your approach shot and your tee shot, it's a much more playable golf course.
For the birdie on 18, he has done it. Nice. Hey, thanks for the tour of the Bear and for the lesson on how to play it properly. It's kind of fun to watch a professional do his work.
Hardly a professional, but it's been my pleasure having you here.
What an awesome resort and an awesome time on all 3 courses. We love it.
Thank you. It's good to have you here again and showcase the Grand Traverse Resort.
Right around 28 minutes ago, I told you this was going to be a very special program, and I hope now you agree. After all, we've seen golf courses designed by Bill Newcomb, that's Spruce Run, Gary Player, the Wolverine, and the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus, the Bear. Now, mix in some shopping in the gallery, dinner at Airy, and a relaxing appointment in the spa, and Grand Traverse Resort and Spa really is the destination for your entire family. Check them out online, book your vacation here for the whole gang, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.